YouTube, hello. We are back. More Phoenix Regate. In the middle of proving that my client couldn't have possibly have murdered a woman who was stabbed one time and then fell 10 feet by putting a sword that has like 7 prongs in it into her body while she was on the ground after having already fallen. It's not a crime to stab a dead body, right? I've done it hundreds of times in front of cops and they've never said anything. For legal reasons, this is a joke, right? Snoop Dogg did commentary? Did he explain why he stopped being Snoop Lion? Or we still on the fence about that? Let us examine this again. What was it about this that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it was protruding from her spine and we found her dead. I'm gonna be honest, Edgeworth, I'm kind of with the cops on that one. Oh god, her voice. Shut up! Well... Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Only 2 titles didn't change. Alright, well, don't tell me what they are. I still haven't seen it yet. Some people, god. I'll watch the highlights later. I'm also noticing now that there's no snow on her body when, like, there's snow on the lap of the statue. It's supposed to be, like, freshly fallen, right? So she was dumped here after the snow stopped falling. Interesting. It was because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is why... If you reflect on... That is only the basis we have to assume such thing. I mean, how did she get under the sword? It's in a statue's arm. Unless the arm can be raised and lowered like a fucking Pez dispenser. I don't see how this is possible. Even, like, I don't get it. Did they stab her and then manipulate the hilt to go up through the bottom of the hand? Did they kind of squeeze it in between the thumb, raise it up enough, slide the body under, and then jab down? How did she get in this position? I truly don't understand. Is there a pit underneath her that they slid her in, pushed her up into the sword, then filled the pit in so she could lay on top of it? I don't get it. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. Update, you have 2 outposts, 1 bell tower, 8 stories, and 2 fortresses left. Nice. It has influenced us to believe that the ship was the murder weapon. Oh, right, his voice. Oh, good, I don't have to say it, he's not on screen. So maybe the ship was not the murder weapon. Even if that was the case, it changes nothing, Mazejvath. I feel like it changes this photo that we have. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stabs the victim with a sword-like object. Might just do normal Canadian for him since I'm bored. You'll finish it tomorrow? Yeah, sure, why not? Different voice for this guy every time. That's true, eh? Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? I love that he's still smug and douchey when he's a defendant. And he's like, this is easy. Why doesn't Wright just do this all the time? God, his job is simple. Can't believe I respected him for a minute there. It goes without saying the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That. Answer the question, Miss Van Karma. Raw tonight's gonna be interesting. Alright. Some of us have work in the mornings, so... No evidence of that kind is found. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. Yo, has anyone done a Phoenix Wright drinking game where they take a drink every time a witness just remembered something? And if yes, how's death? Because I assume that's where you are right now. Feel free to haunt the chat for a minute and tell us. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? I hope she whipped Bikini for that. Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible! What else could this old woman have seen? Old, she's 48, dude. Calm down. Old woman. Really now? You know old bag, for God's sakes. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Yeah, objection, this is pure conjecture. So, no, fuck this. She's not an expert on snowmobiles or sword disposal, and I'm gonna bet not an expert on rivers either. So, you know, fuck that. Just ignore this testimony. Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. Okay, well, shut up. How about that? How about that for a counter argument? Objection. Shut the fuck up. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, and with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Sick park job. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it's certainly an interesting theory. Does the tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple? Do they? I didn't see tracks beginning. I saw them ending. And run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? Well, let's take a look at this. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, there's some footprints that run through them and tracks coming back to what I assume is the temple. I don't see no tracks going away from the temple. Ya bitch. Unless you want to really make the argument he backed out and snaked his way around and then took the exact same route back up. More importantly, what's the weather report, right? Yeah, weather data. Okay. Snow, occasional lightning strikes, 10:50, lightning. Okay, so it snowed until 10:50. That's important because there's no snow on her body, which means this happened after. Her body wound up there after 10:50. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Oh, right. It was burning when we got there. Lightning didn't strike when we got there. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Okay, so 5 minutes after lightning struck, the snow stopped falling. She's killed, I think the autopsy report is between 10 and 11? Yeah, 10 and 11. So she's killed sometime after 10:50, but before 11. Kind of a... Wish could have gotten a bit of a narrower window on that one, autopsy report. At some point during... before 11, I'm guessing. We come out. Bikini sees her get killed. We come out. 15 minutes, good lord, to the bridge on foot. If it's 15 minutes to the bridge on foot, and it burned for 30 minutes, and it started at lightning 10 to approximately 11. 30 minutes. I don't think I have enough information, but that time frame is going to be important later. Done a Steve Austin marathon drinking game where anytime the word "what" is said by the crowd or Austin, I take a shot. That seems like a terrible idea. So I made a big list of drinking game rules for race strike and link it if you want. Look at it for a fun little distraction. Yeah, sure. Maybe after my next save point. The Eagle River is currently quite swift, meaning it doesn't freeze out over in the winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Then go find it! It's not my job to find the murder weapon, it's your job. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Oh, heck. Go ahead and open that in a new tab. Sorry. Ahem. Saw the murder route. Whoop. My bad. Press. You want to show about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, now could I? So at 11 I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. An estimation of time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. Seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright? He didn't even have a cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my VIP in hand, too. Keys, wallet, phone, VIP. I'm good to start the day. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. Saw tracks. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Yep, there it is. That's it. It's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the main gate. Just saw the rules, there's a lot. Well, yeah. The point of a drinking game is to get drunk. So, she had already gone and discarded the murder weapon and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question. Was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Mouse Edgeworth? I'm playing a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's true of, like, every car. That's right. I overlooked that, too. Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did, and not I, Francesca von Karma. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses! It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? 15 minutes to walk, 5 minutes to drive. Von Karma's best girl. I agree. She's pretty great. Hasn't been in a game since Edgeworth 2. What the fuck's up with that, Capcom? In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, and there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. Saijima Snowmobile from 5. Wait, what? Yeah, no. Francisca's not in any of the 3DS games. Neither's Gumshoe. It's a damn shame. Neither's Godot, but he sucks, so I'm not so broken up by that one. Neither's Kay Faraday, which is a crime. Also, it wasn't Saijima's from Yakuza 2. It was the snowmobile from Black Ops 2. Come on now. Ugh. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. Larry. What'd you miss? Just pressing the witness for more info at this point, Ark. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into that tree. A tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I could go for some Captain Crunch. Sorry, I was distracted. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Oh, your poor husband. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Threw the weapon to the Eagle River and came back. Is he staying? Who? Larry? I mean, he'll be here. Refresh my memory, how long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Yes, bitch. I could have done that, could have driven the snowmobile. While it would have been possible, time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Also, why go there to dispose of the murder weapon only to come back and position a statue as having stabbed your victim? That seems like way too much effort. Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma. Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself for once in a while, Your Honor? What? She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reasons, the fact remains the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. We don't know that it was in the river. Prove it's in the river. This isn't how trials work. You can't just be like, it must be in the river, and then not have anyone look for it in the river. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Saw the murder, that we know for true. That's gonna report it, went out to the main gate. Tracks. I feel like it's the snow. They made specific mention of, like, whether or not the engine was hot and snow on it. Hold on. Okay, so around 11, track's been used. What's the weather report say again? Focusing on the snow. To 11:50. Then it makes sense there wouldn't be snow on it. That's annoying. Lightning struck Jusky Bridge at 11:45. Around 30 minutes passed between fire starting and going out. Is Larry in the 3D Games Investigation? Oh, he's in one of the DLCs. We reading the drinking game rules? Yeah, when I reach a save point. As a nice little palate cleanse from headache-inducing logic, we'll read through the drinking game rules. And you can play along at home if you don't value your life, safety, or health. Lightning was 10 to 11. Yeah, that's annoying. The snow works for that. If it was around 11, there would be snow on it, but then you use it. Or is the problem, am I thinking of it the wrong way and I had it right the first time? Because there's only one set of tracks. Well, there's the footprints and the snowmobile, but if it stopped snowing before this murder, there'd be two sets of tracks, not one. Which there is clearly only one set of tracks for the snowmobile here. Is Gumshoe in Investigations 2? He's a minor character in it, but he is in, I am told, Apollo Justice. He has like a brief cameo. What drinking game? Nathan found drinking game rules for the Phoenix Wright games. And he linked them. So we'll look at those and just have fun going through them after I reach a save point. But yeah, no, Gumshoe has a brief cameo in Apollo Justice. Emma Sky's been in games more recently than him, and that's kind of weird. Emma Sky's a great character, don't get me wrong, but she's hardly as beloved as Von Karma or Gumshoe. Yeah, I would think it's the one set of tracks. Tracks indicated have been used. But you only... Would it be here that I present this? You only saw the one set of tracks, though. Nope. Okay, guide. My logic apparently isn't good enough, even though I think it makes perfect sense. What do you actually want me to do? For God's sakes, I'm on the wrong statement. It's this statement. Son of a bitch. Maybe I threw it to the record and came back. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Because then it's there and back. And I'm not happy about that, but alright, fine. Emma was in recent games? Yeah, she's in Spirit of Justice. A drinking game sounds like a good way to end up hospitalized. Ironic, because AA can also stand for Alcoholics Anonymous. But also, yeah, easy way to get hospitalized. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves a snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Maz Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? Bring back Clavier. Yeah, he's in the more recent games as well. He's a prosecutor in Dual Destinies, I think it's called, the first 3DS one. There's one case where he's like a main character in it, and he might have a cameo in Spirit of Justice. I don't remember. What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those coming back. Ah, you're right. Humph. You are forgetting one thing, Mas Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. Bitch, I already know. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. I already know the answer. What do you have to say now, Mas Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? Yes. The idea that the snowfall was covered by one set of tracks? It's flawless. The tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that's impossible. Would you care to explain? Visors, a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. Have you noticed she respects Edgeworth more than Phoenix, even though they're both being defense attorneys here? Normally, she's all up in his business screaming, "What?" and just whipping the crap out of him. Edgeworth's doing this shit, and she's like, okay, alright, why? Tell me. What's the contradiction, Edgeworth? I love it. Love subtle characterization like that. No need, the evidence will do all of the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? I'm not using A properly, but, you know, fuck it, I'm Canadian. Weather report, which is this one. Yep. Duh. It's been 8 years since we've had a new mainline Ace Attorney game. Has it been 8? I guess it has been, because I played Spirit of Justice when I was still in college. Like, my first or second year of college, so that was a while ago at this point. Tragic. Shimals grew up together. That might be explain the respect. Yeah, oh yeah, almost undoubtedly that explains it. Witness, tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report. Snow started falling at 7 p.m., but stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks to have been made to have been covered up. Ah! Fucking standing on the crate. Patch it with Leighton versus Phoenix, right? You want the investigation ports? Well, I mean... Oh, as you mean the same treatment this and the Apollo Justice trilogy have gotten? That'd be nice. They would have to localize Edgeworth 2 for it, though. Order, order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ah! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Jokes. Massachusetts, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? That's your argument? That's not it. No, you can't, that's not a good argument. Come on, the weather's never right. Right, guys, we know, weathermen. Come on. That's a terrible argument, Von Karma. That's like some Godot level argument. You're better than that. Ah, no, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ah! Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. No, it wasn't. You don't just get to say the report is wrong. That's not, bitch, no it's not. That's my counter argument. That's not wrong. What's a higher chance of being poorly localized? Investigations 2 or Mother 3? Oh, Investigations, or higher chance of being properly localized, excuse me. Investigations 2. They just released Mother 3 on the Switch Online store and didn't localize it. Nintendo doesn't give a fuck about its fans at all. Alright, they could have localized it. They chose not to, knowing Earthbound's a beloved classic. It would have cost them basically nothing. There's already fan translations they could have just taken anyway. They didn't do it. Capcom, at least, I feel like has a modicum of respect for its fans. So, no, I don't think Mother 3 is ever going to get properly localized. Edgeworth 2 has a higher chance at this point. They import to iPhone, not sure if they'll import to PC. Nah, like, on modern shit, Arg, on, like, Xbox, PS, or PlayStation. I was going to say PS3 for some reason. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, you know, the Switch, the works. He said something like, it's true we can't be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazukur Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Maz Edgeworth. Oh, you're one to talk. Very well, then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it has already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Photo of the crime scene. Which does not have snow on her body, so there you go. Just waiting for Kensen in the PSP games. Probably also not going to happen. I feel like they've moved on from that to Ichiban. That's Kensen's long, or well, the PSP games are long forgotten. Kensen I don't want because I didn't like Ishin, so they can keep Kenshin. Ishin was kind of a whatever thing. Like, it's cool seeing them in the Edo period, but the gameplay was just so... Ugh. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right. But proving that is incredibly easy. Apartment complex, I find it incredibly easy. If we want to know whether or not it was snowing, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. Why, let's take a look at it now. Oh my goodness, what's this? A victim laying face down in the snow. In the snow, I said. But what's that about snow? It's not on the victim. Why, Miss Von Karma, you're turning pale as snow over there. Perhaps you'd like to go lie down on top of the victim to prove your point. Is how I think it went. I like Edgeworth because he just doesn't give a fuck. He'll absolutely sass the prosecution. Phoenix is just scraping by, praying and doing his best. Edgeworth's actually good at this. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Order, order! Just what are you suggesting, Mouse Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but just making shit up appears to be how Wright does it, so let's go along with that. This is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were headed to Dusky Bridge. At the time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because the tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Mr. Edgeworth, why do you going nyom every time you move the snowmobile? Frankly, Ona, it's quite fun. Sustained. Phoenix is more tame in that sense, but Miles will sass anybody. Yeah, but Miles is, like, good at his job. I get the sense Phoenix is not good at his job and is just constantly, like, just above the bankruptcy line. If he does it all worse, he slips below it and his life is ruined. Fucking... Can I say something? No, shut up! This all sounds a bit fishy to me. You're the witness! Shut up! What does, sister? Don't entertain this! She's not a professional! She's a witness! Dismissed! Get her out of here! There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go into the inner temple. Or, just a thought, someone put it in her room. But Iris said she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Why would she need to cross it to ditch a murder weapon? That sounds right. I'm Atlas again for some reason. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe. But when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible! Wait, so yeah, you're insisting you left the temple, Iris was there, you walked back, the snowmobile, still covered in snow, was there, and Iris was murdering a woman. But what? Yo, if fucking Dawn Tigray turns out to be on this fucking mountain and dressed up like goddamn Iris, I'm gonna blow a fucking gasket. Although I would like to see him in the Acolyte hood. That would be funny. Order, order! What does this all mean, eh? Would be a great time to use A right there, but apparently we don't understand how the word A works, so... So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't have possibly seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've all learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, some brave young man wearing a terrible smock, some helpful, stalwart individual who takes on any odd job that the world deems too demeaning and unbearable for the common man. If only that witness could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge that night? Some ladies' man, so suave and elegant in his charm. Turned into a pirate there. Charm! I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. Well, that's a shame. Hold on. Thinking. The gears are turning. I'm playing mental chess. My mind palace is expanding. I know an idiot. No, not him. Larry Butts! Something is good. This is so... I love this. This is so... Like, I'm only half joking when I do this bit. The game's like, yeah, right there with you. This is great. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor! Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? Do you know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that come to mind, which are... First, he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? Who is this idiot? No. It's, of course, Larry Butts. Shame the judge isn't in there. It's Von Karma. Oh, dear. I don't remember how we became friends. Yes, he's been my friend since grade school. God help me if I know why. Useless piece of shit. Look at his stupid soul patch, for God's sakes. I hate him. Oh, I hate him. But he's my friend, somehow. What the fuck? This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deleduc's guide to obnoxious French painting. Oh, it's because he's got the beret and the smock and the soul patch and all of it. I like that Larry, this man is not a ladies' man. Larry Butts the artist. Larry's everyone's go-to idiot. Yeah, I mean, it is comical the amount of trouble in this universe there is, and Larry is somehow always connected to it. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Miss Alix Stooks-Nim. Her student. Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... As I said, Your Honor, he's an idiot. I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. Yes, perhaps that's why he was there. I don't know for certain, so if he says something contrary to that, it's not my fault. I didn't know better. But I expect that would be a reason he could be out there. Right? And so this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man... Same. What exactly is it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You stupid, stupid idiot. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. I'm going to Tim Hortons. To be continued. Yay. Alright. Let's see what these drinking rules are. Is this specifically for general attorneys? Oh god, there's a lot of them. Assistants and detectives, trials and ace attorney investigations, specific cases. Oh god. That's a whole fucking thing. Good lord. I might go through like these one at a time each section. That way I'm not, stuck on them for the entire stream. Take a shot for each Cyclock that appears. Chug a bottle of whiskey every time the black Cyclocks appear. Oh, isn't that like only in one game though? Take X number of shots every time someone says X number of years ago. Take 2 shots if they don't or refuse to explain what happened X years ago. Oh, God. Take a shot every time Phoenix or Edgeworth says each other's name. Like full name or just Phoenix or Edgeworth? Like Edgeworth goes Mr. Wright constantly. But he very rarely he goes Phoenix Wright occasionally. Down your drink when the unnecessary feelings line is achieved. Oh, for God's sakes. They appear twice ever. Well, there you go. Take a shot every time the current player character and their assistant argue over stepladders. Take a shot every time a character misaddresses any of the defense attorneys, such as Godot calling him trite or Inga Karain calling him light. Localized versions only. Take a shot every time you encounter locations obviously full of Japanese culture. Yeah. You probably get away with that in the first game, honestly. The most Japanese culture thing in the first game is like Edgeworth's office, which has some samurai decorum, and the TV studio has a bunch of samurai shit, but it's very easy to argue a movie theater or a television studio in Japan would have samurai stuff when they're filming a samurai show. Take a shot every time grape juice is mentioned where wine could also be used. I don't agree with that one. The creator of the game has specifically said he loves grape juice. It's never wine. Wine definitely could be used in place of grape juice, but even in the Japanese, it's always grape juice because the guy loves grape juice. Take a shot for each scrolling text box character fills out while screaming or ranting. Chug for as long as it takes if Old Bag is doing it. Woof. Take an extra shot for each text box you couldn't read in time. Well, if I'm chugging a bottle for Old Bag, I'm not going to be able to read them, am I? In the 3DS games, yes, is general, chug through the entirety of any cutscene that uses 2D animation, including ones you rewatch in the courtroom. How many of them use 2D animation? They're all like with 3D character models, though. Presenting evidence. Take a shot every time you present your badge and the character has unique dialogue for it. Take 3 more shots if this actually progresses the case. Take a shot every time you present something in investigation phase and the character you're talking to does their generic, sorry, can't help you with that dialogue. Take another shot if the response is the same for everything you present. Nathan would be dead because he has a habit of presenting everything to everyone. So, rest in peace, Nathan. Take a shot every time a piece of evidence that doesn't appear to be related to the case thus far seems to have lost its relevance but is still in your court record, ends up advancing the plot. In the latter case, take another if it survived a mass removal of irrelevant items. Nathan, you're unbanned. Take a shot every time one of these search or core themes play, especially big shot if it's accompanied by a major reveal. Take a shot every time a reminiscing theme plays. Good lord, they want you to die playing this. Take a shot every time the current protagonist objection theme plays. Yeah, you're going to get through 2 cases if you're lucky. Take a tiny sip every time a suspense theme is played. Toast every time the game's pursuit theme plays. Take a shot if it stops because the prosecutor witness is about to shoot you down with an important counterpoint. Take another shot if it starts back up using variation version. Oh boy. An actual cause of death drinking game includes cases like DL6. Take 1 shot every time the victim's cause of death was through stabbing, impalement, the single most common way to die with 18 cases. 2 for any form of blunt force trauma, including falling, which is 17 cases. 4 for shootings, 10 cases. 6 for asphyxiation and poisoning, 2 each. A full 10 for one of the only other methods used so far, electrocution, that was this game, and crushing, which isn't quite the same as blunt force trauma. Crushing is Ace Investigation 2, I think. Add half a shot if you encounter a character who survived one of the above. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, a couple characters survived that. That was just the general overview. Then it gets into, like, specifically for attorneys. Yeah, you're gonna die if you play this. I do not recommend this game. You'll be attending a funeral shortly after. Yeah. Good lord. Next time I save, I'll read through the attorneys. Just so you can know what sort of poison they wish upon you. Go to Godot's section. It doesn't have attorney-specific ones. There's just a section specifically dedicated to the attorneys. Like, when the attorneys do something. Godot might have a specific drinking rule. I can scan that real quick. Oh, no, they do have the specific attorneys. I'll be damned. Godot, take a shot each time he drinks coffee. Ugh. Spit your drink out every time he does a spit take. Don't do that. It's gross and a pain in the ass to clean up. Down your drink and refill it first if he has to summon a cup of coffee to do so. Take a shot for every bizarre coffee-based analogy he comes up with. Oh, you're just constantly drinking then. Take another shot if it causes Phoenix to go into a sweating animation. It will, because he's a pussy. I added that last bit. Chug every time he does so. Ugh. Take 3 shots whenever he throws his mug at Phoenix. Down your drink when. That's a spoiler for this game. This case we're in, so I'm not going to click on that. But yeah, we'll get to the attorneys later. Sorry. Text on my phone. Anyway. February 9th.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. Make it quick. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right. I'll help you with help you in any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? Think Larry has any? Well, he's certainly not an attorney. The second prosecutor of the second case of 6-5. I don't know what the fuck they're on about there. Assistants and detectives. Maya, Pearl, Trucy, Susato, Iris. Iris Wilson. What? Who the hell's Iris? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, is that in the Great Ace Attorney? Whatever. Dick Gumshoe, Gino Estrada, Emma Skye, Bobby Fulbright, Herlock Sholmes, Tobias Gregson. Ah, Gregson. I don't see Larry anywhere on here specifically. Whoever came up with the Godot section wants people to die. Oh, yeah. I would suggest print these out, throw a dart, and just follow the 3 lines nearest the dart, and then you'll have a great time. Ignore everything else. The last witness claims to have met you and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder, sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the only one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
Just yes or no. Are you the only person that used it? So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
This fucking bullshit again! That's like 5 drinks right now! Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet? Bitch, you're on trial for murder! Do it? No, I have work in the morning. Maybe if it were like a Friday night, I would randomly spin. Oh, that could actually be fun. I put every single rule on a wheel, spin it, and I follow like 3 or 4 of them. That could be fun for a Friday night. Might do that. The ones that involve Larry take a drink every time Butts does something that's detrimental to his innocence and or alibi. Take a swig every time Larry does or testifies to something by chance that screws up the murderer's plans.
Not until her safety is confirmed.
I don't know whose voice that was. Huh?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, She must be talking about Maya. You don't play this game on Friday. That's true. Better hope Apollo Justice winds up on the Friday slot. Oh, that reminds me. This Sunday, I know we're starting... I'm supposed to be starting Dead Souls. I am meeting with my parents that day, and I have to regrettably cancel the stream. I'll post it again in the Discord. No stream on Sunday. Dead Souls starts Monday. If I'm feeling generous, and I probably will be, might stream Tuesday, so that we still have 2 Dead Souls. But no stream Sunday, hanging out with my parents. I'm doing Dead Souls Thursday. I'm a mess, okay? I'm clearly all over the map. I'm doing Dead Souls Thursday and Friday. Yes, correct. Whatever I'm streaming this Sunday, I'm not streaming, because I'm hanging out with my parents. Would probably be this. I'm not streaming Sunday. I have brunch with my parents. All right? No stream Sunday. That's all I wanted to say. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunim?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well, it is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Stream on Tuesday. Monday still a strength 3? Probably, but yeah, I will likely stream Tuesday to make up for it. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During this outbreak, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Courtroom sketches are not uncommon. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious vip. Unrelated, Francesca also recently updated her social media profile picture. Oh boy, more Dead Souls. Well, the normal amount of Dead Souls. I could be streaming the game Sunday or Monday, rather. I still haven't finished the first day of trial, it's true. I can only presume his intention was to capture... Yeah! Anyway, it is time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Dunim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ow! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! I was just artistic. Ow! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look! I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Larry, shut the fuck up. I know, I graduated junior high school, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume you wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I take a drink every time the judge's brother says something stereotypical Canadian, such as A or something about hockey. Be a good one. Thursday we're getting Akiyama love. It's true. He starts... What's the play order for Dead Souls? It's Akiyama, Majima, Ryuji, and Kiryu, right? I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. She's like pausing, like, hold. Did he say wonderful? So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize your mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ow, ouch, ouch, ouch! Stop your blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Vismon Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Nathan, how often do you think he does a hockey reference? Do you really think that rule is valid? Or like, I mean, it could be whole seconds before he does a hockey reference. Back-to-back games where Kiryu was last. True, he's last in 4, but he's first in 5. Got 16 chapters and a finale. Yeah, each character has 4 chapters. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now. Ah, this is too much for me. Larry Butts. What I saw. I was at the lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, refrain from talking directly to lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Well, I wasn't asked for my name and occupation or anything else. Gotta admit, watching Francisco whip Larry is satisfying. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Who voiced Larry in the AA anime? Anyone know? I have no idea. Troy Baker, if you can believe it. Forgot his voice. Well then, let's proceed to the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at the later time. Okay, that'd be weird. Yeah. The lodge, camp of the mountains, starry night sky. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. Josh Martin. Well, there you go. Troy's been in AA. I don't fucking know. So, Fitness, any ideas to fast these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my VIP. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See? You can do it if you try. Ow! There's only one issue here. But you saw a dusky bridge. God damn it. That was the stupidest thing. This game. Walked to the bridge a number of times. A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times. I went once at least every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say. Edgeworth on the verge of an aneurysm. Doesn't look like Troy Baker's been in Ace Attorney. Well, there you go. It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No. That was simply a product of overflowing. Wow! You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse of a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. So, what else did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Apollo Trilogy has all the DLC from the 3DS games. I think it does. I'm super looking forward to playing that because I've never played any of the DLC cases. I never finished Apollo Justice. I only played through Spirit of Justice and Dual Destinies once each, and I barely remember anything from them. But, yeah, I really am looking forward to them. I'm surprised Larry made it this far without being beaten to death or falling to death. One of those is clearly an attempt on his life. The other is just him being an idiot. So I'm forced to agree with you. Yeah, somebody should have killed him, or he himself should have been the cause of his own demise by this point. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry! You really didn't see it? Hey! No need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over the cuckoo's nest? I get that reference. Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike that blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. It doesn't have some of the DLC costumes for Spirit of Justice. Oh, but it has all the cases, right? Larry's your spirit animal. I'm so sorry for you. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect you to see those crimson-like faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed, it seems he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. If Paul was here, his bracelet would be tinkering so much it might break his wrist. Larry Butts takes a stand. My controller fell. I felt it falling and just committed to the bit of letting it fall, for the record. Shouldn't have placed it on my lap. Oh, shit. Where'd my D-pad go? It's not the most vitally important thing for this game, but as you can see, the sticks and the D-pad are attached magnetically, so you can swap them out if you want, like, longer sticks or if they wear out or anything. The D-pad is missing. Let it fall, and it is gone. Okay. I will sort that out later. Is that the Pro Controller? Series 2. I don't think it's a Pro Controller. It's the, like, Elite Series 2 controller. Didn't see a snowmobile. I just realized to use the D-pad constantly to scroll through these statements. I blame Nathan for all of this, even though it's, like, maybe 1 or 2% his fault. Alright, shut up. 1 second while I search for my... I heard it skittering on the floor. Got it. I should have run an ad for that. But yeah, I found it. A battle royale. It's not exactly a spirit animal material. It's true. Anyway. Didn't see it. Okay, sorry. None of that's right. Walked to the bridge a number of times. Can't really disprove that, as far as I know. Didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. I mean... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. I thought my bumper broke in the fall. It did. I just pressed. Thought my bumper broke in the best waifu of the PS2. Oh, that would be Rosalind from Okage Shadow King. Or Marlene from Okage Shadow King. This guy thinks I'm not going to say Okage every time he brings up the PS2. I swear to God. According to Twitch, you can't reply to your own reply. That's new. News to me. I don't type in my own chat a lot. Besides Okage. Carmelita Fox, because furries. Anyway, let me look through my evidence. Alright. So... didn't see a snowmobile. I mean, we know he didn't see anyone at the bridge. Taken that night, main gate to Dusky Bridge, tracks photo. We know someone went there. The thing is, other than the fact that he's an idiot, nothing he said, like, looking at this, doesn't specifically contradict any of what he's saying. Walked the bridge a number of times. Didn't see a snowmobile. Didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. I mean, according to... Oh, God, I think it is. Oh, boy. This is... I'm gonna need a new controller. It was already kind of on its last legs, but... it dropped thanks to Nathan being a jerk and tricking me into doing that bit. And the right bumper now isn't working as well as it should. Thanks, Nathan! Yeah, the right bumper is kind of busted a little bit. Like, it's working there, but... if I hold it down, like... you can see me, finger. Well, that's working. Huh. I mean, it's quite old. It's about time I got a new controller anyway. But, like, it was already kind of falling apart. Like, if you look closely, you can see, like, it's peeling there. That's a pre-existing thing. The controller's quite old. So we'll get through this stream, and then I'll... There's a... I saw an article for a new controller coming out that I could pre-order. I didn't press any buttons. A new controller that I wanted to pre-order anyway, so I'm probably going to do that. Anyway, let's just get through this. Didn't see anyone on the bridge. I mean, weather report. Oh, well, we know this. Found in the main hall. Maybe she dropped it. It's Blackman, a letter from him. Weather data. Photo of Elise. Walked the bridge a number of times. I mean, I could present there to be like, this is why you're out there. But we already addressed that with the blackmail letter. Is this another case where I have to present again? Perchance have time to look at your Discord-related idea. Yeah, I'm going to handle that after the stream. Number of times, how many? Blackmail letter. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Like I said, I need a new one anyway. Tips on Lulu? Yeah, go for it. Battle Royale's rigged? Oh, obviously. Who won? A bot? Ugh. Gross. Not profiles, thank you. Didn't see a snowmobile. So what we know is that a snowmobile was there? Elise's testimony. Or autopsy, no. Do we just present this because we know a snowmobile was there? I can't believe I have to look this up when they're the ones saying, oh, it's so obvious. But the thing is, nothing he says is a hard... At least I'm not seeing a hard, obvious contradiction here. Oh. Okay. Sorry, this is... I forgot about this. This is something I should have remembered, yeah. Didn't see anyone on the bridge that night either, so... You saw Phoenix right there. We know you saw Phoenix right there. It hasn't come up in the trial. This was yesterday, and I had forgotten about it. But yeah, we know, we the audience were there when Phoenix ran up to Larry at the bridge when it was on fire. We were there for it. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
Oh, you're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts!
That's right, me, in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you'll continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do, then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night. Testify truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify.
Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2. I went to the shack around 9 or so. It would have been about 10:30. I was lying under my bedding, and a white flash almost blinded me. What's he got? His beret, tangerines, couple cans of soda, and a comic book, and a straw blanket. Everything women love when they're being seduced. Teen 2 judges Gumshoe and Larry's single functioning brain cell shared that is exclusively assigned to dedicate to keep them alive. I think Gumshoe's in a completely different league than the two judges and... Larry's in a completely different league than the two judges and Gumshoe.
I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's why I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burnt remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know if that man, if she could be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Went to the shack around 9, so it would have been 10:30. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited.
No further questions?
I guess.
Excited. Dare I even ask? Yeah, same. Same, Judge.
I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Alright, somebody clip that. Put it out of context in regards to all of the women Butts has ever spoken to. And, yeah, you've done the Lord's work. Nick being the most indestructible guy on Earth. I don't know, have you met Larry? How is that guy not dead?
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack and wait for her.
I was lying under my bedding. This light was, of course...
Lightning, like kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Ah!
Or a little like that?
Ah, that's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flashlight, so...
Got the window and it was on fire. You used Tumblr? It's Tumblr, you mean Tumblr? Yes, Tumblr. Yes, I used Tumblr. Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Tumblr is a great place for fan art of things I like. Following some people who use Tumblr. Looking at food that I can't eat because I'm trying to lose weight, but damn, that food looks good. And porn. A lot of that, too. Big fan.
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind.
Not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. Yep, yeah. There's still some thunder. I want to check it right away. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
Lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack from you were in from the bridge?
Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. Guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I'd recovered a piece of my childhood. What? I mean, not even bonfires kids made during school camping trips could compare.
Ah, I see. Should I press them for more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the bridge? I guess both are important. I'll ask why didn't you call anyone first. Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right at Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason... It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, just I didn't have time to, okay?
Arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Ah, I see. It took him 5 minutes to walk there. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright?
Yeah! I thought, I better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It is after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less.
You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. Well, it's a 5-minute walk and it took half an hour to get for the bridge to burn away, right? So, even accounting for his laziness, there should have been about 20 minutes there. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Shack at 9. Whoop. Should have been 10. Flying under the bedding. White flash almost blinded me. Dusky Bridge was on fire. Check right away. Wait, what? Arrived at the bridge. This is the one to press for the other thing. Why'd you go? So it suddenly thought to check out the bridge? Does this mean you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there.
If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness.
My reasoning? Okay, reasoning, is it?
Thought I'd never see another chance to see something so big burning. So you decided to go and see what was happening.
That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real specule... Like, really special?
Can we really trust a witness who's unable to pronounce spectacle?
Ow.
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Miss Von Karma, whip his balls. Well, my motto is hit life back as hard as I can. Ah! I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like. With my whip. Told me about the burning bridge yesterday. Something doesn't quite fit. Went to check. Laying into the bedding. Looked up. Dusky Bridge was on fire. Still some thunder. Went to check out right away. Never had a chance to see something so big burning. Oh, it seems like it got rid of the statement. Hold on. It got rid of the statement for the other one when I did that. Which, if I'm gonna argue, he was much closer to the bridge and the time was there, then I want that statement there. The map should probably do it, right? Whoop. Heavenly Hall, yeah, he's much closer, so... I would hope the map here? Okay, well... I give it one try, and then I'm like, nope. The thing I did made perfect sense. Let's see why I was wrong. Larry, you're obviously much closer, and if you decided after only a moment or two to go and check and took 5 minutes, Phoenix Wright, who would have taken 15 minutes to get there, would have arrived obviously much later than you. It's very obvious just looking at this map. I need to... Ugh, the weather data! Why the... Why... Lost a thumbstick, too. That one's right here, though. Why the weather data? Lightning struck bridge at 10:45, around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Lightning was until about 11 p.m. Doesn't say anything about thunder. Snow had stopped by then. Oh, because it would have been... I see. Lightning struck it at... Oh, no, that doesn't... Oh, well, whatever. Just present it. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You made it sound like I'm some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him to your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike at Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes at first, but more or less. I have the weather data for the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. And you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder was occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Ah, excuse me. I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Maurice Dukes. It has not been proven since the murder occurred at 11 p.m. This is only said around 11. In which case, it could have been a little earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francesca Von Karma. Your Tigre met Larry up there. Hey, you guy, what's with this burning bridge? I'm gonna run across it. No, Nick! I didn't even tell you who I was! Nick!
The slope ahead is slippery, but there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. In fact, not. It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had already died down. Larry, you arrived at that bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during those missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback.
Ew.
I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me.
Order! Arr! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. But this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it this time. Then say it!
That shot of the bridge burning is one of your favorite backgrounds in AA. Looks so artistic. It is a good shot. I agree. But, Nathan, have you considered... Huh? How about that? A little bit of that action, huh? Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I'm a Duxnim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped into a frenzy of art. The shock and all I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sounds of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
Ha ha ha! You'll regret this, Edgy.
All right, then. Duxnim. The shot of the bridge burning. Oh, I read that already. Nathan, how dare you make me read that twice? Larry, tell us.
My name's Maurice, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Ladies. Edgeworth or Larry. One night, passionate with them. You have to choose. Or neither, I guess, if that's your speed, but, you know. Neither, but also, if pressed in this hypothetical situation, I would pick X. Just who exactly are you?
Laurie Stuxnem, apprentice extraordinaire.
That is what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist.
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that is what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? Well, your wanking hand doesn't count as ladies. Big issue indeed. Sketching the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You regret this. A sketch of my...
Enough! Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What the...
I've got a terrible feeling the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
Imagined what?
That Laurie Stuxnem's debut would take place here today like this. Ow! Show it! Now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurie Stuxnem.
Well, I mean... It's actually not bad, honestly. But also... Huh? Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma. Yes, well... It is a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I'm struggling to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure?
Ah! You spotted that. I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. Urge to strangle Larry intensifies. Nathan, it's always at 100. It can't go higher than that. His ability to suppress the urge to strangle him is diminishing with every passing moment. It's Iris!
It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like
that? Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen a silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flame?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
Are you high? Wow. The girl, she's really high up in this picture. Oh, of course, that's what he meant. That's what he meant when he said hi. The girl is high up in this picture, you see. Nothing else. Just that she's high, the girl, in this picture. Look how high up she is in the air. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all they meant. Love that bit. It's a good bit. Ow! What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. But it is possibly the worst case of my entire existence, and I would prefer not to think about it.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? The witness is your friend, is he not? Pretty sure the judgment Larry was high as a kite drawing this. No, Arg, if that's what he meant, that would be a drug reference, and this game would have a higher rating. Clearly, all he meant was that she was high in the air, which is perfectly innocent, has no drug implications, and gets them that nice, safe, and easy teen rating. Not the much harder M rating in which hardcore drugs are used. I'm glad I could clear that up for you. Ramsey, this isn't the trial you got shot for. This isn't even the trial. And yet, the circus was worse than the trial she got shot for. Because technically she wasn't the prosecutor in that. Dual Destiny's got an M rating. Well, Nathan, you'll be shocked to know this isn't Dual Destinies. So, teen. Dual Destinies was doing its own thing and got an M. This is not Dual Destinies. Therefore, it does not have an M. I really don't know why you felt the need to share that. Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradictions here. Did you guys know Dark Souls also got an M rating? Crazy, right? Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what do you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me. Horrible sketch of what he saw that night. Phoenix is going to get this back. Edgeworth, why have you editorialized all of the evidence? Do you not editorialize your evidence? Oh, right, you simpleton. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Yeah, because I always get an M rating. Yes. Yes, they have. What do you think I was doing? Sketching, Frenzy of Art. Saw Iris flying her white. God damn it. That sure is the only AA game that wound up with an M rating. Ah! Well, then you should have said the only AA game to have an M rating was Dual Destinies, in which you would be right. There's an incredibly bloody scene towards the end of the game that got an M rating. Pretty brutal. They went back to teen after that, though, and it is the only one not rated teen in the series. Maybe Professor Layton was an E10? I don't know. I don't know if the Professor Layton one got a teen rating. Which is weird. I have it on my shelf over there. I could go and look, but... Well, let's press him on this and then immediately destroy him.
Just where did you see this sight from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of a lightning bolt made me realize the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant flying.
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge.
I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist's work is ludicrous. Alright. Larry, what did you really see that night? What a beautiful painting. It's not a bad painting, honestly. Does it make sense? Her flying over a bridge? Not really. Do I have any shots of the bridge? That's the map. Photo of Elise. Crime photo. Tracks photo. This is the closest thing I have to a shot of the bridge, huh? Alright. And I guess the map. Oh, weird. One of the... Oh, is that the state it's in now? There's no planks and one of the suspensions is gone? Okay. Fair enough. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if that's the truth.
What is it with this whole dollar thing? If that is truly the case, then there is one thing we can say for certain. What might that be? The person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ow! A foolhardy folly of foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool.
Larry, you're irresponsible. Penguin spitting hard truths, as usual.
How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual with whom you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Sketch, you mean? Spoiler warning. Oh no!
Of course she was. The rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me the floating angel was my Iris. The hood's my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ow!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now, suggesting it was perhaps Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discharged straight into the garbage.
Ha! Ah!
What is it now, Fitness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come.
Really, Larry? That's your takeaway from all this? Of course it is.
Etchy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, Witness?
I'd have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive?
Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Loris Dukes Nim, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time! Trust me! He was so angry the music cut out.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm sure that I was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Yeah. A crystal sphere.
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. Larry, it's covered in blood.
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. There was still something falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts his crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Oh my. It's blood!
What? Blood?
Found half covered in the snow near Dusky Bridge tonight has blood on it.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Loris Dukes Nim only a few minutes ago? Idiot. Oh, and also, let's just look at the crime photo real quick. Oh, it's not here. Tracks photo. The wide shot of her, oh yeah, the sphere, the staff, it's missing. Carried by when she was alive, has her fingerprints on it. It's missing in the staff. Well, we know the drill. So you went to the burning bridge.
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say.
I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl, after all. Must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy world of Larry's mind. Yeah, in Larry's mind, the bridge was on fire. She flew across the bridge, decided, you know what, not a great idea, and then went back to the temple. Actually, it's so depressing I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next?
I was so worried, frantically searched all over for her.
So you searched all over for her.
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. Kept on falling over myself and kind of lost for a while there.
You fell over yourself.
Yeah, the snow was deep. There was even a banana peel.
Larry. Yep, there's stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is he didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? What happened next? Finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. Half buried.
It was sitting in the snow, a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I am a pro. A genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help me in my search. And it sparkled really brightly as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing a hood that night? Sure was Iris simply wearing a spare hood. Each nun is assigned their own hood. They are assigned only one.
I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. A destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That's a question I aim to answer. After all, no one else could have lost crystal sphere that night. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right. My gut is never wrong. I meant that old bikini the next morning. And her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case is going to end without a fight. Exposing the okay. So it's obviously some form of... I don't know if I present the profile or the staff. I'm going to try the staff first. But I'm saving either way because I want to lose more meter. That we still have lives as eighth wonder of the world. Yeah. Anyway. Yep, there we go. Larry. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who is this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Dunim, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, as you can see, a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
away. That's my photograph. Give it back. Ow! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it in my brooch. They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah! The crystal sphere. It's gone. What? 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 Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunim. A fool alongside another fool, and fools haven't reached a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw it with my own eyes! And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it is fair, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Francesca von Karma. The only people who accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this case has nothing to do with it. That crystal sphere was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it here to throw investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason why that ridiculous idiot drew that sketch. Are you suggesting Larry Butts? What? Are you suggesting that Larry Butts planned and orchestrated this crime? Francesca, I want you to really stop and think. First of all, great for me, because that means Iris is not guilty. Secondly, in actuality, are you really suggesting Larry Butts is the mastermind behind this crime? Because, no. You mean I'm the killer? No! All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear next to the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. Okay, she was kidding. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Dunim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow the crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped by the victim before the victim was killed, the case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth, and what's your final opinion on the disposition of the crystal sphere? If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. That isn't the issue. Simply prove it. It's the only option. That's what he'd do. That beautiful man. I love him so. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I'll prove the crystal sphere's vital link in solving this case. You'll do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. He's cornered quite frequently, so I imagine you see it very often. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I urge you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves crystal sphere was dropped before the murder. Sorry, I have a burp that's stuck in my throat now.
I mean, it's nowhere to be seen, but I seem to recall her staff was there. It'd be nice if I could see the staff in the photo, but I'm pretty sure it's this. Yeah. The crystal sphere it was buried in the snow, yes?
Yeah, that's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. Grisly sight, isn't it? As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order, order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this juncture. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention as this whole time, Maz Edgeworth? Sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing!
No, it isn't! You said it yourself. The blood is actually lost. The moment of the blade's insertion. That would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could have easily been the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You're forgetting one vital thing, Maz Edgeworth. Elise Dunim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel to Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all the way to Hazakura Temple?
I've made it this far. The only place to take it is to Hazakura Temple. And the end. I just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible in the body went to Hazakura Temple. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation of how the body got to Hazakura Temple. Please show the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. I mean, it's the snowmobile, right? Surely. Like, there's no other way. It's where the tracks coming back came from, why there was still snow on it. On that snowy night, or no snow on it, it was, running hot. There was only one way that a body could have been removed. The snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, order, aye! This is completely unacceptable, Maz Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used a snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You're too late, Francesca Von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Dunim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he was enamored. The burning woman, please. So he drew this, not as something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy, thank thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. She's me playing this game. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Francesca von Kama, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one reason alone for me being here, to expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me all the... Ow! Mazishvath! I don't care about what you have to do, what we're here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You're an affront to all the legal system stands for. Ow, 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 ow. I demand satisfaction.
Yeah, alright. Gedgeworth ever goes by Ed. Some people call him Worthy. That's about it for nicknames, I imagine. Well, Edgy, I guess. Edgy and Worthy.
I cannot believe the witness's testimony relates to actual events. Who knew? However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigation by both defense and prosecution. Francie won't be charged. No. Edgeman, shut up! He's dead now. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Court is now adjourned.
To be continued. Alright. Some more drinking game rules, why not? Regarding the attorneys specifically, Phoenix Wright, take a shot every time he endangers someone, including himself, by presenting or saying too much to a supposedly dangerous person. Take a shot every time he makes an obvious bluff. Take a shot every time he considers turning a case upside down or on its head. In the 3DS games, take a shot every time he puts his head down over his desk. Yeah, it doesn't really do that so much in the 2D ones. Paul Justice, take a shot every time he says the word fine. Is that a thing he does? Take a shot every time someone brings up his loud voice. Take a shot every time someone brings up his hair. Athena, take a shot every time she uses her gratuitous foreign language. Take a shot every time she expresses disgust that the ends justify the means. Take a shot every time Widget blurts out her feelings. Widget, the most annoying of the gimmicks in the games. Naruhodo, Ryunosuke. Take a shot every time he slaps his face. Take a shot every time he raises his hand. Oh, that's a lot. Take a shot every time the current prosecutor orders the judge around, physically abuses the judge, the current witness, or the current attorney. Like 5 hours into this case, and you finish the first day of trial. We're going to be here for a while. Oh yeah, this trial's a long one. Miles Edgeworth. Take a shot every time he struggles to get the witness to speak the name and occupation. Shot every time he objects and shakes his finger at Phoenix. 2 shots every time his smug a head-shaking animation. And 3 shots if he bows. Francesca, take a shot for each instance of fool that she utters. Oof. Down a drink if she uses it at least 5 times in the same sentence. A shot every time she whips someone. Another shot if the attack fails. And down a drink if the victim collapses. You already did Godot. I'm doing ones that are relevant to the game that we're currently in, which that's about it. Maya Fey we can do, and Pearl Fey. Take a shot every time she's arrested for murder. Damn it. Take a shot every time she gets kidnapped. Take a shot every time she balls her hands into fists and makes a face. Like, yeah, or down at her hips, I suppose. Take a shot every time she wants a burger. Oh no! Take a shot every time she also channels Mia. Take a shot every time she mispronounces a word. That's not too bad. Take a shot every time she encourages the pairing of Nick and Maya. It's pretty frequent. Take a shot every time she tries to hide something from the current attorney. Take a shot every time she tries to channel... Every time she channels Mia. Gumshoe. Take a tiny sip every time he says pal. Are you fucking kidding me? Take a shot every time you present your Magaton to Gumshoe and he attempts to eat it. I have to do that now, see if it's a thing. Take a shot every time you present your attorney's badge and he brags about his police badge in response. Guilty of that one. Right. Okay, that's enough of that as far as methinks. Anyway. Save there and continue. Every time he says pal, even a tiny sip, dude. Whoever made this drinking game is a serial killer. If he forces you to play it, yeah, definitely. Hey, play this with water. Your cause of death will be drowning at least, so, you know, there's that. Pro gets older in the 3DS games, so they all get older in the 3DS games. The games take place in a timeline. The 3DS games take place like a decade after the original games here. Hoti Clinic? Oh, okay. I was about to say, it's just the only hospital in town. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial records of a certain case. In the first case, my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seems to have knocked me around the world and back. It's called pneumonia. Yeah, what you're describing is pneumonia, my guy. Perhaps hypothermia. I don't know either of them well enough to diagnose him just from that description, but clearly it's worse than a cold. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most sorry excuse for a human being, let alone witness, ever imaginable. But I know he will be able to help me with him. Somehow. Yeah, Pearl's 8 in this and she's 17 in Dual Destinies. Yeah, so like 9-year difference there. I recall seeing her in Dual Destinies. I can't remember what the hell she's doing there or like what she does for the case, like why she's there. Like I don't remember how she got there, what she's doing, what she ultimately does. I think she had a camera, like she was into photography. Maybe I might be making that up, but I seem to recall she might have had a camera. Probably just is like 7 or 8 years after this. That sounds right. Yeah. Because Emma Skye is also, she's a character that you can actually see consistently get older as the games go. Because she's in the DLC for the first game, Rise from the Ashes. She's in the first Edgeworth investigation, where she's a little bit older, having been to Europe by that point. And she's in the first, she's in Apollo Justice and Spirit of Justice, as now in her 20s working in the forensics department. Dusky Bridge, 243. Right, are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Volwidian in artist speak. Actually, my fever's gone down quite a bit. Yo, it's the boys at the bridge. Hell yeah. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees, nothing to worry about. That's Fahrenheit. Real quick, Fahrenheit. That's pretty warm. Average body temperature in Fahrenheit is 98, and that 4 degrees is a huge amount of difference. Thank you for your semi-loyalty, 7-9. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shinshinshito did not deliver the deadly blow, which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry, thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Well, thank you, Gumshoe. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. Heh. That's probably for the best. Ah, come on, you don't want to see this through? Us boys investigating the mountain? Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. Is it the guy who's constantly talking to himself on the computer and the chief of the detectives? Totally get it. You go do you, buddy. Someone was murdered? Yeah, crazy, right? Let's see if you can figure out who, based on this evidence here, 7-9. The evidence, not the profiles. Somewhere in this photo, 7-9, a murder occurred. Can you find it? I will not say lives hang in the balance because murder already happened, but can you find it? Figured it was Fahrenheit. If it was Celsius or Kelvin, Vinny would be dead. Indeed. Anyway. And that is our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or another. And since I probably won't be getting that from you... I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, right? Take care. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. Are you rebuilding it? I'm wigging up something so we can get across to the other side. Oh. Yeah, he is. I'll be damned. Thanks, boyfriend and boyfriend's boyfriend. Edgeworth and Gumshoe, hell yeah. Show Magatama, when I can. Ah, that's right. Maya's still stuck over at the Inner Temple. Jesus Christ. But don't worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. He's just building a giant slingshot. He's got like a giant wooden crank medieval style. He's gonna hit the weight. Ah! Phoenix flies over to the other side to Maya. Excellent work, Gumshoe. He's gotten over there along with a year's supply of burgers. Now, how do we get him back over here? I hadn't thought that far ahead, Edgeworth, sir. Well, it's a year's supply of burgers. I'm sure they'll be fine. Thank you, Gumshoe. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? All right, I'm off. Nowhere to be seen. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out. I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. So let's see. This is the investigation. The next save point is when the last ladder versus step ladder happens. It is after that. Okay. So I've got some time. It's an odd face Edgeworth making. What's he doing with that modest smile? I think it's just a matter of, we don't normally see him from this angle. That's a bag of burgers broke in the air and flew everywhere. No, the burgers! Phoenix was only able to save 300. That'll last him a weekend if he's lucky, as long as Maya's there. Wouldn't put past Gumshoe or Feeny for that matter to make a giant catapult to get over the bridge. Alright. Let's start at the hall. Main gate will lead other places, might as well start here. No one's here. Larry! Loris? I was sure he'd be hiding here. Guess I'll try again later. Alright. To the main gate. Okay. We know who this is. Come on, please! It's for art's sake, I swear. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Ah! He's trying to fucking use Francesca's likeness for a book. Enough. A fool's fool fools fools who foolishly accepts foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree? Phoenix, Wright? Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. You're... Ow! Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. Phoenix, come on. How could you forget Francesca? Iconic character. My brain's frying like a sunny-side-up egg, and you want to grill me over a name? Yeah, but it's Francesca von Karma. She's kind of important.
Franzi, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death, or so I'm told. Vip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings?
Something like that. He probably has brain damage from the last time they met. And since low is enough to hospitalize a dude following a drinking game. Yeah, you gotta take it, what was it? Down the whole bottle if she says it more than 5 times or something. There you go. No, it's not. And I'm not on the brink of anything.
Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to model for my new picture book, Frenzy's Whippity Whip Trip. Ah! Before you ask me to model, learn to at least give semi-coherent testimony.
And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I tell ya. Whoosh! Just like that dude with the red underwear.
Superman?
Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize.
Off he goes.
It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright.
Nice to see you again, too. Oh, did you know I'm a lawyer?
About this. Ow! I refuse to help you, Phoenix Wright. Should have known better than to try. It's just my badge, jeez.
Oh, Feeny, you'll be, when Franzi's done with you. You'll be. I think you forgot a word there. Santa Claus. Aha! Have you been in Germany all this time?
That's right. Extending my perfect wind record, naturally.
Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met?
I'm Francesca von Karma, the prodigy.
I see.
I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge.
Jessica was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was a legendary prosecutor, Manfred von Karma. Seen here, emaciated corpse, apparently. Put some fucking meat on those cheekbones, my guy. Ugh. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years. But now, he's gone from this world. He was executed because that's what they do in this universe. Death penalty for murder. They're pretty hard and fast on that, and he was killed in prison as a result. Perfect. Yeah, well, flashback. Yeah, but to a different game, so I justify that. Say wasn't on the brink of anything. Oh, I see. You will be when Franzi's done with you. Got it. Okay. DL6. Very close to DL6. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me because of what happened to your father.
Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me, this I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear?
Yes, Crystal.
In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you.
Yes, America, the country we are currently in, as you can see by this background.
Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense.
Edgeworth. Come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well.
Mas Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you.
Because it does.
And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you to teensy-weeny pieces all the better.
Yeah, Franny, it's not a good personal involvement. There's actually a lot of trauma there. Maybe fucking take a backseat on this one. You can get him on the next one, but Phoenix is kind of going through some shit on this one, so it's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile, it's almost kind of cute.
Ow! No smirking! No whipping the sick! That foolish fool doing such foolish favor for a foolishly foolish fool.
Another downing the bottle. Where's Robot Helmet Guy? Hasn't been seen. Continuing to prove he's the least effectual prosecutor in the first 3 games. Better than Sod Mondi or whatever his name was, I'll give him that. But he doesn't hold a candle to Clavier. And I mean, at least Blackwill's been in other stuff, so. Or heard from so far, yeah. Yeah, we're still not done with this game, but at present, Godot's like my second least favorite after Sadmandi. If I had to count Van Zykes from the Great Ace Attorney, I'd probably put him on par with Van Zykes. Van Zykes is alright, he's just nothing special. I have a soft spot for Lang and Edgeworth 1, but honestly, they're probably about the same, and objectively speaking. And Sebastian and Courtney from Edgeworth 2 are iconic. They're probably, like... They might be number 3, honestly, for a third favorite. That pair. And you do have to count them as a pair. They're always together, so... Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing and one thing only. To pulverize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me Cold Killer X, you know. Do they have that in Germany? That joke doesn't work unless... Okay, they have it. I see. I went over the whole case on file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes. Every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge, did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was, I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Don't you said you'd let me know when the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's got to be okay. I just know it. Francesca, you're kind of on the wrong side when you're giving him a hard time for doing that to rescue Maya. Plus, you need to ask her about what really happened at the Inner Temple that night. Well, let me check this snowmobile that was such a pain in my ass. For talking so much shit, Godot ain't that good. No, he's really not. Kind of just a pompous dickhead. Even when he was, fucking, what's his name? Oh, hey, Nathan, you're unbanned. Also, there's a battle royale. But that happened before you were unbanned, so make sure that happens before you unban yourself. Before, Suave McCool guy who was kind of sexist towards Mia in her first case, and then got poisoned by Dahlia, clearly is what happened here. Before he showed up, he still wasn't that cool, honestly. I'd love to know what that thing was used for on the night of the crime. Ha! Still thinking small, I see, Phoenix Wright, or perhaps not at all. Pain? No. The guy Godot was before he got poisoned in the mask and everything, which is so obviously what happened to him. They haven't been over that yet explicitly, but they explained Mia fell in love with him, her boyfriend was poisoned by Dahlia, a guy who looks exactly like Godot was hanging around and didn't like Dahlia. He's suddenly gone, and this guy that looks exactly like him with a robot mask shows up claiming to be Godot. Clearly, we know what happened here. I just can't remember what his name was. That's why you never defeat me. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't recall ever losing to you. It's time for us to settle this once and for all with one final showdown. Looks like she mentally blocked my victories from her memory, which is fair since one of them was turnabout Big Top. 100% rigged? Ooh, he won last time too. Armando, that's right. The discount Hugh Jackman, exactly. Diego Armando. He wasn't that cool either. Anyway. I'm so cool, I'm gonna crush this coffee cup in my hand and it's gonna be bleeding. It's like, oh wow. Fucking, seems like you're just kind of dumb. Maybe put the coffee cup down, you idiot. Ma! That was one long sigh. Oh. Sister Bikini. Ma, I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise? Now I think about it. There's an acolyte stuck at the Inner Temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing, too. Yeah, where is Pearl during all of this? That little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do.
She has been seen since the morning after the incident.
Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? What the hell?
I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself.
You're talking about your performance at the trial today?
You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull the sword from Mr. Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least I was until this morning.
I don't see any Cyclops, so she must be telling the truth. Oh wait, that reminds me, hold on. It still says horrible sketch. Yep, he kept Edgeworth's notes on it. I think the pearl missing would have come up before this. Yeah. Why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden?
You know that artist who testified after me?
Unfortunately, I do.
Ahem. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible.
Sorry. Doing a thing.
I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand.
I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble and nothing else. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the Inner Temple. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm sure it was Iris.
But Iris claims she was in her room at Hazakura Temple.
I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night.
But because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the Inner Temple.
I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter is especially bad.
I'll bet. The trading hall looks like it's about to fall down any second.
Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know.
Earthquakes?
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall.
We've got to get Maya out of there, fast.
But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island.
Like an island? How so?
Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the Inner Temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by river or forest.
I see.
The criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there.
That means Maya could be stuck there with a murderer with no way to escape.
Oh dear, yes, I suppose it does.
Please, Gumshoe, get that catapult up faster. I can believe Larry not seeing what he thinks he did. Jury's out on Sister Bikini. Yeah, fair enough. I'm curious about a few things if you don't mind answering some questions.
Oh, do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something?
No.
See me later.
Ahem. I want to know a little more about the victim, Miss Elise Dunim.
I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter.
Fine. I'll ask someone else. But while I'm here, I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself she wasn't here for spiritual training.
My, you make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mr. Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know.
There, you did it again. Sister Bikini, I noticed you always refer to Miss Dunim as Mystic Elise.
Oh?
Yes. Now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte.
We address all our visitors as mystic. It makes their experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know.
Is she? Or was she, I guess? Telling. How do you know that? How can you say for sure she's older than you? Well, Mystic Wright or Mystic Nick? Well, it would be last name. So, oh no, first name. It'd be first name, so it would be Mr. Nick or Mystic Nick. There you go. 5 of them. Seems Miss Ellie Dunim was no ordinary visitor after all. And then there's Pearls. She was with Miss Dunim the night of the murder, and now she's vanished. Put it on our resume. Hell yeah. It's all got to be connected somehow. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright. I know you're worried, but try and keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad it's killing me. Yo, been there. Played the drinking game, huh? Pearls, she was with Miss Dunim on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we finished eating dinner. The murder? It didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place Pearls left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repair soon. I guess I can, at the very least, hit her with the Magatama. Although she probably knows what it is. See what sort of progress we make here. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced Miss Elise Dunim had a special significance to this temple. As to why she has significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author. Just an author of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do! This piece of evidence proves Mr. Nim's true identity. Oh, I ain't got shit, so fuck that. Looking for something that proves her true identity. Alright, well. Hello. Goodbye. Okay. Well then, clearly I'm missing something. What can I present you that might be... Oh, you're not going to help me, you said, right? I could present you anything and you're like, about this? Yeah. What if I presented... I was trying to present her, but my controller's being difficult. Alright. Main hall. Anything we're looking at in here? There used to be a note here, but we've obviously picked it up since then. The writing of these doors are instructions for spirit channeling. Kind of like how we scribbled math formulas in the bathroom walls to remember them. Except I couldn't go to the bathroom during tests, and I can't read these walls. Brilliant. I'm a lawyer. Nah, nothing. Honestly, it's like the end of the world. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. To think people have the gall to call this scribbling by the name of art. Mystic Nick Esquire, huh? If that's the sort of standard you need for art these days, I could be a pop diva. Sure. But what about the contents of the picture? What do you make of that? It's definitely the end of the world. Okay, well then. That was enlightening, I guess. Oh, courtyard. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I go to the fucking... This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. Hard to imagine she was lying there on the stand, so maybe there's some clues that have yet to be found. Well, what the hell is this? They're not gonna, okay, not gonna tell me. Looks kind of weird, but just saying. Mr. Nim's staff. I definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to the staff. I guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky Bridge, but what was it doing all the way down there? And who is that masked man? The Shinshishido. It's there in Mr. Kami's right hand. It was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. Okay, that was weird. Wouldn't go right there. A toboggan? They got quite a bit of snow up here on Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't just for fun. They're tools for getting around. But the sled, now that's got to be for Bikini's own personal entertainment. Wee! Oh no, the bridge! Ah! Sploosh. Regular occurrence, if you can believe it. The main gate's on the other side of the stone wall. Difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep the hillside is. It's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. It's possible Mr. Nim was pushed from the top of the wall. I suppose it is possible. That building up there is the main hall. It was where we were staying. It's kind of funny because it was built on a very steep slope. If you enter from the main gate side, the rooms are above me. Above me are the ground floor. But apparently Mr. Nim was staying in one of the corner rooms. I guess that's where she was pushed from that night. There's a fish pool around here somewhere for when that happens. She's already, like, sitting at the cliffside, politely sort of just humming to herself. Bikini goes, ah! Catches the string, and Iris pulls her back up. We go through more sleds that way. Off to town, Iris. Need another dozen. There are a few of these stone lanterns scattered around in the courtyard. Without the city glare to compare with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Mr. Bikini must light them now, since Iris can't be here. Skis and sled. The ladder that I'll come back to when I have an assistant with me. I think I hit everything in here, which is concerning, because nothing was really added, is the problem. Less the blood, maybe? No. Yo, the feet? No. Okay. Huh. Well. So it goes. All right. Hey! What was that jarring, inconsiderate, loud yelling? Oh. So this is where you've been, keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective! Have you finished repairing the bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Oh, well, that was quick. Well. Then I'll come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in this case. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but that's not what I meant. Ah! Oh, no. Oh, no. It's been a while, Scruffy. It's Miss Von Karma! Sister, please leave the investigation to me. My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control. And she's quite efficient when he puts his mind to it. Yeah. That's why I was saying you're giving him a hard time comparing him to Larry. I'm on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to do. As you work to pin the guilt on Iris. What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright? Ow! That hurts you. No, silence! I, Francesca von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me. She's not seriously gonna follow me around, is she? Can I go and check out the stepladder with her now? That'd been very funny if the final one was with her, of all people. Anyway. Main gate. To the bridge! Oh, okay. I mean, it's not the greatest repair job in the world, but it'll get you across, right? Look at that. It's not bad. The important thing is it'll work. Provided, you know, we're a little careful with it. Larry's lost cause. Gumshoe's not the smartest, but he does come in clutch when he needs to. There you go. Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before. And they must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, this has got to be Pearl. Oh, Mr. Nick. That voice. Pearl, what are you doing here? How are you alive? What happened? Pearls. Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick. Why were you on this side of the bridge? So you were here ever since that night? I was so lonely. I thought I was gonna die. When I woke up in the morning and saw Dusky Bridge was gone, I realized I was all alone. She was all alone? It must have been very trying for you, little girl. Ah, I'm Francesca von Karma, the prodigy. There's no need to worry, now's the time here. You're the prosecutor who was mean to Mr. Maya last year. Ooh. Hey, Francesca. You're just gonna want to take the L on that one. Well, I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Mr. Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you. Looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Yeah, and even Von Karma's like, can't whip 8-year-old child. Ow! Why are you whipping me? I didn't say anything. You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls. Weren't you with Maya? Ah. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls? Wah, Mystic Maya. Hey, wait, Pearls. She just ran off. Ow! That was cruel, Phoenix, right? Trying to make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. What was that all about? Pearl's acting like that. It's giving me the creeps. I guess I better take another look around since I've finally got a chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. Well, immediately, I can tell you the incinerator's been used, looking at it. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door is also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, let's see what the stunning clue concealed in here is, shall we? Huh? It's empty. How naive of you, Phoenix, right? But it's a bit strange, don't you think? Francesca von Karma? I seem to remember there was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. And in this flashback, there's a rope connecting to that mount for the suspension bridge, but, you know, I'm guessing that got destroyed in the fire, so I'm not going to hold the game to that one. Yeah. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix Wright. It's impertinent to call people by their full name. Did I do that? I was only copying you. Oh, I guess I did do that. I didn't even notice. Can we go in this way yet, or? There's a little gate that leads to the garden. It says no entry on the sign, though. Come now, Phoenix Wright. What are you doing? Let's go in. It's half open anyway. What harm could come of it? But it says no entry. It's also the scene of a crime. Don't you Americans enjoy doing whatever you like and then simply saying, whatever? Yes. That's got nothing to do with anything. And who told you that? That's our secret. I wonder what the Japanese line was in that. Since, of course, he's not American at all. He's Japanese. That being said, Von Karma isn't German in Japan. She's American. So maybe she referenced that she's American at that moment. I don't know. This must be the door that leads to the inner temple, where my affair was training on the night of the murder. Yes, there's a solitary room there called the training hall. Gotta go to bed, see ya. Alright, see ya. You could do some training yourself, Phoenix Wright. Ow! You're completely out of shape. I don't know how much more of this woman I can take. Into the training hall. This is weird. For a couple of reasons.
What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya, she was supposed to be in here training.
Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen.
What's that? That strange lock. It wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off some strange vibes. That door is a psych lock. What are you hiding, door?
Someone entered projectile vomit onto the scroll. Yeah, also that. My god, the killer smeared shit all over this scroll.
This door. When I was here 2 days ago, this weird lock wasn't on it.
Those change. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen a lock quite like this before.
I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look like our on guard person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern.
What do you think this is? This yellowish poster is, Phoenix Wright.
It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually...
A woman? I don't see any woman here. Well, you can see her feet, you know, the most important part.
There's a different atmosphere in this room since when I was last here.
No, it's not a different atmosphere.
It's a different smell.
It's gravy.
What's the matter? This scroll, it's been completely covered in gravy.
Ah, yes. There is a very appetizing smell in there. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see.
No! No one does that! For starters, it stinks! This must be the gravy that we had on the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? Mr. Faye's image is obscured by gravy. Huh. What took you so long?
Maya?
Thought even you managed to get here faster than this.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Larry might use gravy. Yeah, fair enough. It's Godot, and he brought his saxophone player with him. That son of a bitch.
It's Godot, yay. Well, I suppose he's bound to have one fan, huh, 7-9? Oh, shit, what did he say? I didn't read it.
He called me trite, who cares? Prosecutor Godot, I didn't know you were here.
Prosecutor?
How come you didn't show up at the trial today?
Ha! I could ask you the exact same question.
I fell off a bridge.
I had a cold, so I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding.
Alright, I get it. Your dog had to go to the vet or whatever.
Enough. I believe I have the measure of you. You're the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial?
Well, I mean, she's right. He's the worst, so.
Who's the wild mare, trite? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today.
Ha!
Well, I guess I owe you the one then. But you can go now, princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. And to remind the audience I'm still kind of sexist.
Just who do you think you are? This case is my...
Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you.
You know, strong and independent. You still a fan of him, 7-9, or... I'm gonna mention he had the power to teleport earlier. Oh, all prosecutors do that. I seem to recall Edgeworth at one point taking us by the hand and whisking us through the sky as he teleported us from, like, the prosecutor's office to the police precinct in Rise from the Ashes. And we didn't have to go through any transition screens. It was just a fade to black. So all prosecutors can teleport.
I'm only going to say this once, Lady Von Wippenberg. Go home.
Why me? That's actually a reason to hit him. He's a sexist dumbass. What are you hitting me for? Ha!
You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, trite.
What?
You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize you've set something in motion you'll never be able to undo.
There's something different about Godot today. He's even more douchey than normal. I'm getting such a strong sense of douche. Is it anger? Or is it sorrow? It's actually just douchiness, but you know. You had some important business and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I've told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. Turn from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Uh-huh, right, sure. You're so cool the way you talk and none of it means anything. You see, Wright, I've experienced something most have not. Death. Alright, well, she's been shot. I fell off a bridge 40 feet into a freezing lake. Edgeworth's life was pretty much destroyed when he woke up and found his dead father in an elevator with him. Maya's had her sister killed basically in front of her and was accused of the murder herself. You want me to keep going, or do you think you're special? You died? Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your eternal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us to live all to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Sick reference to Spirit of Justice. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Yeah, I got that, thank you. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn-out piece of junk of a body going with regular servicing. I'm sorry, but what the fuck are you talking about? You say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Bitch, I don't know. Huh? Me? Yeah, Trey, you. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me. Well, Phoenix Wright, do you? I don't know what he's talking about. Nick also ate a bottle of poison. Oh yeah, that too. To be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Godot was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? Earlier you said I've done something I can never undo. What do you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on this side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said, too. And I wonder, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? Trying to get Maya out from behind the damn door. What do you mean? They're searching. Searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Yeah, I assume she's behind the damn door there. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Well, as interesting as that is, have you checked the door behind you? Huh? But that's impossible. She came here on the night, and I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. Oh, is it the door behind you? One? Where is that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing in right now. This is the only place the search party has yet to explore. So they haven't searched the cavern yet, huh? So what you're saying is she's in the most obvious place she could have possibly been, leader of the search party. Nice due diligence. Be aware, though, the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, the chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No! Which means, Trite, you sent Maya Fey to... Do I need to explain why that statement is incredibly stupid and wrong? Just gonna let it sink in. Let everyone absorb what an incredibly incorrect statement that is. Yeah, Godot's just stupid and wrong. Yeah, we know. We've all played the same game. You fool. If that's the situation, why aren't you in with the search party right now?
You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Stop calling her a horse! I get it, she has a whip. Don't you see the big lock and chains? Hey, have you heard of this thing called bolt cutters? They're a newfangled device that might have come out since you went to hell. It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Yeah, again, how about you attack the chain? Well, Trite, once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Oh, no, you've mistaken me for Red White, the guy that killed Mia, I assume is where you're going with this? You know, Red White of Blue Corp, the guy that bludgeoned her with a statue at, like, 10 at night when I was at home after doing my shift for the day? Like, just because I wasn't there, it's my fault? I had no reason to be there, my guy. It was a private meeting with her and Red jumped her and killed her. Because of me? And do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. Mia? You killed her. I didn't, and she has frequently come back from the dead in form of channeling via her sister and cousin to help me with cases, leading the... basically suggesting she doesn't hold me accountable, dickhead. He can't see red on white with his goggles. Well, really should have just read the document then instead of watching the video of it play out. No, that's not how it was. It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man, but she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught, but that won't bring her back. Well, no, that's not how that works. Literally, that's never been how that works. Well, no, but you were with her at the time. No, I wasn't. You and no one else. No, I wasn't. I was not there. I was like 3 blocks away getting dinner. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. Sorry, are you suggesting she couldn't handle it on her own? And you're suggesting it was up to me to protect a grown woman who was meeting with a professional business client in a setting where she would have not thought he would resort to murder. I think you're a buffoon. You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well then, I'd say you've learned nothing, Trite. That's a statement more against Mia than me. You robbed her of her life. Didn't. And now, you've let her sister suffer the same fate. Not proven yet. I haven't sentenced Maya to death. No. I've thought about it for 30 seconds, and I realize that's not right at all. What is this peculiar-looking lock? I'm ignoring this conversation because it's idiotic. I, who barely was involved, even understands that none of what you're saying is actually true, reasonable, or coherent, Mr. Godot. Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. The area has always been prone to earthquakes. Repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of Training Hall. Excess force used to break the lock open would, well, let's just say the inner temple and the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past. Very well, then. Dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key? Or, you know, bolt cutters. Wasn't Nick supposed to be at the meeting at her office? No, he wasn't. I don't believe so. He was the one who found Maya and Mia's body. Maya was meeting with Mia after the fact, but I don't think he was supposed to be there. How is Mia's death Feeney's fault? The pompous dumbass killed Mia was entirely unrelated. Correct. That's the case. Where was he? Why weren't you helping? He was in hell, according to him. I'd say Firebird learned a lot, unlike Godot. Franzi handled Nick sending her father to... Wait. Franzi handled Nick sending to father jail, then Godot handled Mia getting killed by Red. Yeah, honestly, the 18-year-old child who whips people in court is handling me having ruined her life, which there's actually a case for, better than you, a grown-ass man, are handling a guy who isn't me having killed a woman that I was just not in the room for. You petty, spoiled bitch. Ha. Spoiled might be the wrong word. You petty, egotistical bitch. Sure, just show me where the keyhole is on this trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. An interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple. The accused. What? Iris? When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. So Bikini said it, then. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was trained in there. Sister Bikini did mention a number of times, now I think about it. She said that Iris is left in charge of supervising the early stages of training. Oh, maybe then. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person that can open the lock. I hope she gets here soon. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Godot. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the sacred cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You better start praying. You better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. You mean Gumshoe or Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Yeah, I don't care. You're a dickhead. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright. That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. Alright, that is going to be it for me today. Well, the gang's all here, minus Maya, but, you know, the gang's all here. She's been kidnapped again, kind of. This time by nature. We come back on Thursday. It is Dead Souls, baby. Yakuza Dead Souls. That is a long comment arc. Was this supposed to be in the office till later? Nick was in the office earlier, and Maya told him to take a break or something, come back. Yeah, I thought he came back with, like, food or something. Me and Maya could go for dinner some other place, and Nick, Maya tends to be absent for the wild cases one way or another. It's true. What about Tuesday? That's next Tuesday. Next Sunday, I'm not streaming, so next Tuesday, I will be streaming instead. Not tomorrow, next Tuesday. Double dose of Phoenix Wright again next week, possibly to round the game out, but also making up for the fact I'm not streaming Sunday. I'll post about that in Discord again as a reminder, not streaming Sunday. Anyway, love you all, be good people. See you Thursday. Yakuza Dead Souls, it's gonna be a big old meme. You're gonna want to watch it live because Sega copyrights the cutscenes of that game. There is no guarantee it will be on YouTube. Watch it while you can. It's the best I got. Love you all, be good people. Toodle pip, and see you then.